three. 1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tiki Talk Friday. Colleen O'Neill here, Jen Sheffer. We are
special guests.
Yes, we have special guests here at the Tiki Bar, although we're on Zoom because we have Willow Financial Coaching, which is located in Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken, although they are everywhere. They work everywhere. So we have Lacy, Garcia, and Sheila, Walsh. Thank you for coming on today to talk about empowering women around their financial success.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about, I work with the Willow platform, and I absolutely love these ladies. And when we first started talking, it was something that's so near and dear to my heart, and I absolutely love it. So I couldn't be more excited to be part of this amazing network of financial coaches that they have put together. So I would love for the two of you to give us a little background on yourselves, tell us a little bit about why this came to be and how the pandemic has really changed the way that we look at money, how we look at finances, how we look at things that are generally important to us.
Well, thank you so much, Colleen. Lovely to meet you. And Jennifer, we are thrilled to have you, one of our fabulous Willow Financial Coaches. It's been really tremendous partnership so far. So a little bit about, I'll give you a little bit of my background and the story kind of behind Willow are intertwined. So I was much of sort of the catalyst behind Willow was both my professional and my personal financial story. So I came to being a private banker in my 30s, having come out of a background more in education and marketing, communications, business development, and was running marketing for a financial services firm. But I was in a position where I unexpectedly became the sole provider for my family and needed to provide more. So made the switch into becoming a private banker and came at it from somebody who had an MBA, had a business acumen, but was not coming at it. I was not focused specifically on picking the right stocks. I was about the right relationship and really kind of working with primarily women, around what their goals were and what they were really looking to get out of their relationship with money. And at the same time, I experienced multiple, we call them life journeys, these things that happen to us in life that are either sometimes they're wonderful and happy, like getting married or having a baby. And a lot of times they're unexpected and they're very difficult. In my own experience, starting with becoming the unexpected, sole provider. Then I became a divorced single mom, and that was a pretty challenging experience, and co-parenting has its moments as well. I also had
familiar with that one.
I also had fertility challenges that can have significant financial implications as well. Other moments of a mother with cancer and all these other things where I had a good financial advisor, a man who we're friendly. We talk about once a year about my portfolio and he sends me 20 pages, but I did not have any conversations with him ever about any of the things that kept me up at night, that made me stressed out, that were really, really challenging and really difficult. And, I'm a big believer in self-help. I've always been, one of these people. I go to acupuncture, I get massages, I work out, I have, a therapist, a life coach. And I realized that my financial situation was a mess, right? So I was getting the support and, being sort of emotionally or health-wise, like healthy, stable. But at the end of the day, what I really needed was a holistic, my complete financial kind of health and wellness are so tied in. So I found in my own experience that, at the end of the day, especially for us women, as we are, and if we experience these events where we become widowed, we're divorced, we're the sole provider, we, no matter how kind of healthy we are, if our financial stability, our independence, our house is not in order financially, there is absolutely no way that we can really be there for others, we can truly be there for ourselves. You know, our mantra is really, we want to help you to live the life, secure the future that you want. So it's a 360-degree holistic approach to helping you not only with your budget, your savings, your investments, but also like, where are you today? Like, what is stressing you out? You know, you know, are you trying to figure out what car you can afford, right? And you don't want to admit to someone, I don't know how much money I can spend on a lease, or how much money I can spend to rent this, or can I afford that vacation home, or can I even afford to buy that purse? You know, these questions, these stressors. And, you know, at the same time, making sure that you are getting, you know, kind of the right financial guidance, but that you're achieving your goals, right? That you're feeling good today, that you like are getting your sort of your concerns, judgment-free zone, able to ask the questions, let your guard down, you know, and so many of us are in maybe work, you know, in positions where we're very smart, we're very successful, we're very accomplished. We don't want to admit, you know, how many times I've talked to women who are investment bankers at Goldman Sachs who are like, I was never going to admit to my financial advisor that I didn't know how to roll over a 401k, or, you know, I'm taking care of, you know, a private banker helping people who have hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, I didn't know how to set up my own 529 plan. You know, I wasn't going to admit that to anybody, right? Those are the types of things that but at the end of the day, you know, you suffer because we, you know, especially if we're caregivers, so many of us are caregivers to children, to our parents, you know, we're always taking care of everybody else first. And then we're not taking care of, you know, these other things. And with our finances, if we aren't getting our house in order, it compounds and it just gets worse, right? So
I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt, but I think the critical components of Willow that makes it so unique and special is it's coaching. It's not advising. And there is a distinct difference.
And what is that?
Right? So the difference is, as a coach, I don't stocks. I don't look at the market. I look at you. So you are my priority, not how much I can sell or buy a particular entity or substance for you. I don't deal with puts and calls. I don't deal with any of that stuff, because I'm looking at your overall financial picture, and I'm going to work with your financial advisor to make sure that you're trending in the right direction.
And actually it's a perfect opportunity because I just kept talking, and Sheila Walsh, who's our GM of financial coaching, I think it's a great way for her to kind of come in and introduce herself and her background and talk about like the difference between, as you laid out, what an advisor does and what a coach does, and how the Willow Financial Coaching kind of platform works.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wish I was sitting in the tiki bar and they're surrounded by sand and umbrellas, even on this November day. But really happy to be here. Thank you so much. And my role, as Lacy said, is the GM of financial coaching. So I get to work with the network of financial coaches that we have across the country. It's a diverse group. Many of them have experienced a lot of different life journeys. Gone through the education process to become a financial coach. And so Jennifer's one of our faves. Thank you so much for having us. My background is that I've been in financial services and investment management for probably about 12, 13 years, but I started my career in the food and beverage industry. And it was during that time that I realized how emotional decisions are that we make around food. So what do moms feed their children, and brand loyalty, you know, choosy moms choose Jif, and all of these kinds of things. And as I went into the investment management world after I went to business school and then made this transition, I started to realize there how emotional decisions are about money. And so I have always had a very particular interest and passion around understanding why we make the decisions that we make, why we buy the products that we buy, why we look at our money the way we look at our money. And so now, working with the Willow Financial Coaches, you know, these are coaches helping you to really unlock your full potential, and to help you reduce stress and help you understand the kind of decision-making process that you go through when you're looking at your personal finances. So a financial advisor is providing investment advice, helping you with portfolios and asset allocation, can recommend specific products and they have sales in that sense. Whereas a financial coach is not doing that, but is rather helping you to work through things like practical spending plans and helping you to build healthy financial habits and helping you to stay accountable and on track to achieve your goals. So we often use the analogy of a personal trainer because many people have gone to the gym and they've worked with a personal trainer, or maybe you've had a life coach or an executive coach, but you know, when you go to the gym and you say, my goal is to lose 10 pounds, or my goal is to run a 5K and I want to do that in 6 months, and the trainer will sit there with you and develop a plan to help you achieve that goal. And you are responsible for getting on the treadmill, right? Like that's the only way that you're going to be able to run the 5K, but the trainer is going to guide you to it, tell you what you need to do and keep you on track. You're going to come here every Tuesday and we're going to work out together so that you can achieve that goal and run in the 5K that you want. So really, when I think about financial coaching, I think an analogy like that is very helpful to help you as an individual change some of your money behaviors, build those habits. And this is the stuff that transforms your life, really. As we're talking about all the emotional decisions, and there's emotional well-being and mental well-being and physical health and financial health. And that's what is really special too, I think, about Willow, is thinking about this as what's important to you in your life and what your values are.
I know, and I think
about
and
Willow.
also Jen, you obviously focus a lot working with divorced women, right? As women who are getting divorced, as yours, in addition to certified divorce coach, right?
Yes.
I feel like that's a big one, right? Where it's so emotionally charged. It's not just about money, right?
It is. And the problem, or I should say one of the challenges of dealing with that type of a world, and Colleen and I work really well in that world, is that there's a lot of collateral damage that you don't take into consideration. Whether it's children or it is an ex that you really just don't work well with, that you have to somehow or other figure out. Like all of this takes, like we said, it's all of that mind, mental, the mind and pocketbook really go hand in hand together. And one of the things that I love about this is during divorce or during any serious challenge in your life, you're faced with a lot of emotional bad decisions that you're making, because it's just a way to block it out, to put it beside, to put it away. And I have found that a lot of women just kind of become ostriches when it comes to financial well-being in a stressful circumstance, because that's the last of my problems. That's the one I can push to the side. And one of the things that I love most is to be able to make that connection, in that you can't ignore this, because 5 years from now, you're going to be in a position you can't get out of. So how do you properly look at the whole experience and do the best that you can to make sure that you're going in the right direction? And one of the things that I love about Willow is it's a female-oriented program. And I just really feel that that's an underserved market. And one of the reasons we started talking in the first place is because I like dealing with women. I like this network. We have a great network of women. We belong to an enormous networking group that is all women. I think that there's more of a sistership, if that's even a word.
It is now.
Today it is. At the Tiki Bar, they're all good.
They're all words.
They're all good. But I think that there's a sistership that happens with women who go through similar experiences that you can't get from anybody else. And I really love the idea that this is a female-oriented platform where there are male coaches. It's not strictly only female coaches. So if you choose to work with someone of the opposite sex because you're used to that, or you feel that that's empowering for you or whatever. But the bottom line is, this to me is something that's been missing for a very, very long time. And I couldn't be more happy to be part of this.
No, you're so right. I mean, and that's one of the things, I think there is such a power. I mean, we see, the data shows that when women connect with other women, women support, women empower, women mentor other women, like the power is unbelievable there, but I also, similarly to your point about the men, is that, men also need to support women. Right. And we do have some great male, financial coaches, and obviously some men on the Willow team who are really behind the scenes trying to help make things happen as well. And we collaborate with a lot of financial advisors, actually, a lot of them who are men, because the majority of financial advisors, 85% of financial advisors are men. And
that high?
Yes.
Still that high.
Wow.
Still that high. That's the latest. I think
I only refer to women. So.
Yeah, the latest data out this spring, McKinsey put out that still across that there's only 15% representation of women across all financial services.
We got some work to do.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? It's totally, and we got to change that. We have a plan to help change that with Willow as well. That's sort of our aspirations and visions down the road. But
so tell me a little bit more about what your overall philosophy is about what Willow Connect, what the platform is going to eventually morph into being. I mean, obviously this is an amazing thing to start with. Yeah. I'm sure you have a larger vision.
Totally. Well, our mission, our vision is to financially empower women. And what that means is to help them to live the life, secure the future that they want. And I think that we're doing that in kind of multiple ways. First by one-on-one financial coaching relationships, or even a step back. We, on our trustwillow.com, we are providing, we have a blog and we're putting out content in a weekly newsletter that's all about, guidance and inspiration from amazing women who are opening up and sharing their own stories and their own sort of financial lessons. And they're focused around these different topics, like we were talking about divorce or family planning but we then provide the one-on-one coaching, matching women, helping women also to find the right financial advisor, and we did then where we see like a lot of opportunity right now. So women have been disproportionately impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, right? Like at the moment, I don't have my son crawling on top of me, but usually you would see that, right? And, this wonderful joys of, remote learning during, in addition to our day jobs and no longer having anybody help come in and clean the house and all that fun stuff. And we're sort of seeing that we're hit over the head every day with headlines about how, bad the impact has been for women, and we're feeling it, right? We're stressed. Increase in divorces up 35%. All of the other challenges in the domestic kind of side, and suicides, all of that, right? We've been disproportionately impacted, and it's been really, really hard, and it's very, very difficult, and it's really hard to see anything else, right? When we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But that said, also there's this other factor that's happening is that coronavirus is also accelerating the largest transfer of wealth. Over the next decade, $30 trillion will pass into the hands of women.
Huge number.
Through divorce, through inheritance. Women outlive men an average of 5 years. And then women are taking over, women are kind of taking over the family businesses, right? So it's gotten harder to just even deal, right? But then we're going to have more struggles and more opportunity and more wealth, right? So I think the need is increased. So we want to help as many women as possible. And we think, like, we look at the traditional financial advisory model, and it doesn't work, right? For most women. And I was a private banker working with ultra high net worth people, and I was able to give them the time and the attention and the personalized guidance that they needed. And so that's really what we're looking to do with Willow Financial Coaching, matching. We work with financial advisors who are good. We only work with good advisors who good performance, like good people. But a lot of times, my advisor is a good example. He's a great guy. I like him a lot. We're friends. I see him, to talk about my investments once a year. But, he is not somebody who I ever have any conversations with about anything that's really pertinent. Like, I need my female financial coach who I talk about the real stuff with, am I going to have a baby by myself, and what's it going to cost me? And these other things that I would be horrified to have a conversation with him about, so what we're trying to do is make sure that every woman gets access to that personalized guidance and the attention that she deserves to help her to, be able to feel confident, feel secure, take charge of, and that's what we're doing. So we see, we work directly with advisory firms, with financial advisors to help them to do a better job at being your advisor, right? Because at the end of the day, if we have assets that are investable, we have complex dynamics and situations, we still will need a financial advisor. But how do we help them to do a better job at helping us, right? We think the coach and the coaching plays a critical role in the success. And the outcome. We see it in the data and the outcomes, and increased confidence, decreased stress. It's just, you get happier, you get wealthier, but you also get happier.
I love the idea that it's a partnership.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a partnership across different disciplines. And
Totally.
it really is that village that I think we're missing. But I hate to say this, but we're losing daylight and we're getting dark.
Yes.
So Sheila, I would love for you to give us a little bit about how we can get everybody involved in the network that is Willow, and how we can encourage people to come to the platform, and what we can do to try and help the overall financial health of women across the country.
Well, that is exactly what we want to do. And so we're here to help. You know, I think sometimes there's some vulnerability that comes along with these conversations about money. And, you know, I like to say, you didn't miss a class. You know, there's nothing really out there that's educating us in a systematic way. So come to Willow to work with a financial coach, increase your understanding. There's a lot of talk about self-care these days. I'm kind of going to the spot, but it's not one stressor for all of us. So if we're not addressing our financial self-care, I don't think we're addressing our holistic self-care. So come to our website, it's trustwillow.com, or you can follow us on social media, Instagram and LinkedIn, and sign up for a consultation with a financial coach, a Willow Financial Coach in our network. You can get to talk to somebody who's amazing like Jen. And then we have a variety of coaching programs, whether you're just looking for a checkup or something more robust, or concierge program. There's a bunch of different options. And you can also just start by signing up for our newsletter and get to hear from other women who are doing really cool things.
I'm telling you, that newsletter is full of incredible information. I couldn't be happier to be associated with you ladies and everybody else on the platform. It is honestly, Colleen's heard me talk about it. She's like, seriously, can we get them on already? But I really, truly believe in what you're doing. I love the whole philosophy about it. I love that we're all in this together to help others like us. And I feel that that's really just a great kinship that's missing in so many places. And I feel that men have had it for so many years. And it's really great that it's not the negativity that you find with some of these other movements. It's really a positivity and an uplift for all of us. So I couldn't be happier to be associated with you ladies. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Well, and we couldn't be happier. I mean, our coaches are at the heart of what we're doing, right? We are providing value because of you. And Colleen, it's awesome to meet you. I can't wait to do more with you as well. Figure out how we're going to work with you. So thank you so much.
All right, ladies, well, you have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
You
And we're going to do this again when the weather's better.
Amazing.
Thank
I
you.
know.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye,
Cheers.
ladies. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.